grace of God that any of these people will reach their as yet unknown destinations alive. Or maybe it's His will that they don't. So, Lieutenant, why are you venturing into those forsaken regions?
What do you know about a man named SHAKA?
All praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahashai Bahashem Makakadash Edabohana to the Eden Apostle of Britain. A peace, blessing, salutation to Zaki more pushing this truth. I have a clip here known as the Wandering Jews of Africa. But I will call this lesson the Wandering Jews of South Africa, man. You see? And as you saw in this clip, that lieutenant asked this dude, I think he is a scientist, he asked him, what do you know about the man named Shaka, man? And all the crowd, I think those are slaves, man, they started murmuring, why? I will tell you later why they murmured, man. When that lieutenant asked you about Shaka the Zulu, I will tell you later. Let's continue to watch.
Does that answer your question, Lieutenant? The Masani tribe, Umulus, Lubis, Unus, Yungwa.
Like there, he is mentioning the tribe which they comprises the Jews in South Africa, man. Collectively, we call them the Nguni-speaking people. The Nguni-speaking people of South Africa, Zimbabwe, and in Tanzania, those are Israelites. Man. At first, the Nguni were in South Africa, Southeast Africa. When you were in South Africa, the eastern side of South Africa. After a series of war, which is the Zulu, because the Zulu are Hema, and the Zulu, they killed a lot of our people, man. The Zulu are straight up Hemite, man. And you will listen to this video, you will see. Let's continue.
Countless others, the banished of Southeast Africa, fleeing Shaka's spears, going straight into the arms of the white slave traders and the British troops on the borders of the Cape Colony. In a way, Lieutenant, they are the ultimate victims of recent history. If you'll favor my comparison, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, they are the wandering Jews.
Listen to that, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing Pharaoh Shaka. Why did the white man throw in there that Pharaoh is Shaka is Pharaoh? Man? Because Shaka is a direct descendant from the monarch in Egypt. Man. You see, some people say that. You know, history, it can be long, but it can't change the fact that the Zulu are Egyptian, man. The Zulu, Tusti, and the people in South Sudan. That's why they are told, man. I will go to prove to you that, man. You see, I am going in to prove who is an Egyptian here in Africa. And the Nguni-speaking people in South Africa who learn from South Africa to Zimbabwe, to Mozambique and Tanzania, fleeing from Shaka, man, aka Pharaoh. They fled from Shaka, aka Pharaoh, and he's Zulu. He is Zulu brethren, man. All of you Zulus, man, you are Hemite, man. And inside the Zulu people, you have Israelite. Inside the Zulu, you have Jake who calls themselves Zulu, but they are Israelite, man, because Israelite, we are in every tribe, man. But you Zulu as a collective, you are Hemite.
Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka.
See, fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka. So the Esau, the devil is telling you, light in your face that the Zulus are Egyptian. What more proof do you want, man? The Zulu are Egyptian, and the Nguni-speaking people in South Africa are Israelite. As a matter of fact, you have a lot of Nguni-speaking people in South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and in Tanzania you have a lot of Jek here in Tanzania. You have a lot of Jek in Mozambique. You have a lot of Jek in Malawi. You have a lot of Jek in Zimbabwe. You have a lot of Jek in Zimbabwe. And that President Mugabe, that was a jerk, man. That was a straight up jerk, man. Robert Mugabe, that was a straight up jerk. If you have ears to hear. So you have a lot of jerk in Zimbabwe, man. You have a lot of jerk in Botswana, Swaziland, and South Africa itself. They are known as the Nguni speaking people. So you people who say that we have Israelite in West Africa, the west part of Africa, the western part. No, you have a lot of Israelite in South Africa, man. You see, I did a lesson about the Maherero. I know some people are lazy, they can't watch that lesson, so you will remain in your ignorance. I did a lesson on the Hutu. You have a lot of Hutu in Democratic Republic of Congo and the Congo Brazzaville, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi. All of those areas are filled by jerk, man. Jerk and oppression. That's why you don't see them on TV, man. You have jerk living in the Congo in tents, man. In refugee tent, man. They are given medication by the UN, food by the UN, and this other Hamite country, man. The jerk living in a tent. So what is the difference between somebody who is living in a tent and those who live in reservation in America? The same thing, man. Have you ever seen the tent in which this refugee live, man? Have you ever seen them? So those are jerks, those are not Hamites, those people who live in tent, man. Going back to the lesson, the Nguni are Israelite, and you have a lot of Nguni, man. All of you people, there is a few Israelite in fuck you, man. You have a lot of Israelite here in Africa, not only in the western part of Africa, which is Nigeria, Ghana, and the Senegal, and the Mali, and the Liberia. You have a lot of Israelites in South Africa and the East Africa, which is Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. As a matter of fact, the Kikuyu people, those are jerk, man. The Kikuyu who live in Kenya, those are jerk, man. Those are not Hamite. For your information, the Hutu which live in Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, Uganda, Tanzania, and Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Congo Brazzaville, the Maherero which live in Angola and Zimbabwe, and the Nama, and the Nguni. These are jerk. And as a matter of fact, you have some tribe which they came from the Congo. You have the Fipa tribe in Tanzania. You have the Ha tribe in Tanzania. You have the Wahangaza tribe in Tanzania. All of them came from the Congo, man. Those are jerk, man. They live the west part of Tanzania. Take your map and look those places, I tell you. The Fipa, the Ha in Tanzania. And then you have the people in Zanzibar. There is an island in Tanzania known as the Zanzibar. It is Pemba and the Unguja collectively known as Zanzibar. So slaves from the Congo were taken to those islands before being shipped to the Far East. You people talk the transatlantic slave trade, the transient, all everything, the transient state. You have many slaves, man. Slave route, man. You have the central route, which took jerk from the Congo to Pemba and the Unguja, which is known as Zanzibar today, and to Madagascar, to Mauritania, to be shifted to the Far East. That's why you have jerk in Japan, you have jerk in China, you have jerk in Australia, you have jerk in India. Why? Because the Israelites were shipped, were taken from Congo, from Namibia, from Zimbabwe, to the island known as Zanzibar, Madagascar, and Mauritania, to be shipped to the Far East. That's why you have a lot of jerk in a place known as Zanzibar. You have a lot of jerk in a place known as Madagascar and Mauritania. Those are jerks, man. And as a matter of fact, Zanzibar comes from the word Zenji, which means the Negro land. So you have the Negro land in West Africa and you have the Negro land in East Africa. So there is a lot of jerk in East Africa, man. You see? Yes, you people, you have people who say we have Israel in Africa, only in the West Coast. get the hell out of here. I know you are hurt because for some reason you are hurt. You don't want to acknowledge that there is a lot of history here in Africa. With common knowledge, let's go with common knowledge without history. When Esau came to Africa, there was a lot of Jake, especially in West Africa. Because when Esau came, that's where Jake started to migrate to the eastern part of Africa and to the southern part of Africa. See, when Esau came to Africa, he took slaves between age 8 to 18, majority of them. So the people from 19 up to 100 to 100 years. You see, the people from 20, 30, 40 up to 100 years. Where do you think all of those people went? Do you think Esau dropped a bomb on them? No, they remained here on Africa. As a matter of fact, I will prove that with scriptures. The elderly and the younger, age 4, age 2, age 1. That's why the scripture tell you, your sons and daughters, they will go into captivity and you won't have might to save them. Meaning that the elderly remained. So the generation of Israel here in Africa, they continued. Esau didn't poison them. They remained here in Africa. So you have a lot of Israel in Africa, man. Jackie to, let's say, to 300,000 were taken to America. And those 300,000, they turned into a multitude of people, man, in America. How much more for thousands and thousands of Jake who remained in Africa? Do you think Esau poisoned them? No, man. So the whole continent of Africa is filled with Israelites. That is basic knowledge. So let's go and watch our clip.
Into the Babylonian captivity of slavery.
That's the spirit, Babylonian captivity. So let's repeat let's repeat the clip without me interrupting. I will let you listen.
It's only by the grace of God that any of these people will reach their as yet unknown destinations alive. Or maybe it's His will that they don't. So, Lieutenant, why are you venturing into those forsaken regions?
What do you know about a man named Shaka?
Does that answer your question, Lieutenant? The Masani tribe, Umulus, Lubis, Unus, Yunguanis, countless others, the banished of Southeast Africa, fleeing SHAKA's spears, going straight into the arms of the white slave traders and the British troops on the borders of the Cape Colony. In a way, Lieutenant, they are the ultimate victims of recent history. If you'll favor my comparison, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka into the Babylonian captivity of slavery.
So you have listened. So let's go and do some research. See, let's go and do some research, some simple research. I am going to prove to you without a shadow of doubt who is an Egyptian in Africa. And as a matter of fact, I told you among the Bantu you have the Canaanite. Not all the Bantu are Israelite. That's the red pill. You need to swallow that. You have people who want to save all the Bantu. They want to make all the Bantu Israelite. Man. You can't make a heathen into an Israelite. Man. You have some of the Bantu, they are just Canaanite. Man. They speak Bantu. Why? Because the Phoenician language, it was a Semitic language, and the Bantu language resembles a Semitic language. So that does not negate the fact that you have among the Bantu the Canaanite, and among the Bantu you have a lot of Israelites in South Africa, Central Africa, and East Africa, not only West Africa. As much as you have a lot of Jek in West Africa, you have a lot of Jek in South Africa and Central Africa. For you hard-headed Israelites out of there, only in West Africa, just because you see West Africa is developed a little bit, you see some people in West Africa, they play football there. You don't think here in South Africa there is a lot of Israelites. There is a lot of Israelites here in South Africa and Central, living in poverty, living in the forest of the Congo. They sing music. As a matter of fact, I went on and showed you that video of the Nama. I showed you how the Congolese sing. You see how the Congolese sings, man. It is in their blood. They make their own music. That's Jake for you. The difference between West Africa and South and Central, West Africa developed. That's why you see them on media, and you be like, those are Jake. Hey man, even here in Tanzania, so these are Jake. There is a lot of Jake here, man. Yes, those are Jake in West Africa. You see how they sing their music. Get the hell out of here, man. Between Nigeria and Ghana and the Congo, who sing best? The Congolese, they sing best. Ask anybody from West Africa, he will tell you that. Who sings the best between West Africa and the Congolese? As a matter of fact, the Congolese also is a part of West Africa. You have Congo Brazzaville, which is West Africa. But Congo, I'm talking about Congo Kinshasa here, which is in Central Africa. Who sings the best? If you want to go by saying that the West African are more Israelite because they can sing, I tell you to the face, you don't know who sing in Africa. The people who sing in Africa, they come from Congo. That is a ready pill to swallow. Man. And all of them which sing from these different countries, Tanzania, South Africa, and West Africa, those people come from the Congo because the Congolese are Levites. They are all over the places, man. So for you people say the West African look more Jake, fuck you, man. You don't know history. There is a lot of Israel here in West Africa. Esau killed 60 million in Nama and Herero. They almost went into extinction. Esau, the Zulu, killed thousands and millions of Nguni-speaking people in South Africa. Those are Jake, man. And not only that, this clip you listened, they were taken to slavery by the white people, man. There's a German and the Boers. We call them the Boer. Going back to the Boer trek, man. See, so the Nguni-speaking people were faced with two enemies, man. The Zulu and the Boer. You call them Kaburu. Those white people who live there in South Africa, they went there a long time, man. So, first, the Nguni-speaking people were stripped of South Africa because South Africa belonged to them. They were killed. The Zulu, in collaboration with Esau, they killed the Nguni-speaking people. And all of the mayhem you see in South Africa, the Zulu are killing the West African, the Nigerian, and we start saying, all of the people in South Africa, all of them are Hamite. Fuck you, man. You don't know history. There is a lot of Israelites in South Africa, man. And as a matter of fact, if you don't know, the place in which is heavy in HIV AIDS, every day they are dying, is South Africa. And HIV is a direct sword from Yahweh Hashem Shai, especially for you Jakes, man. That's how you know the Nguni are Israelite, and there is a lot of Israelite in South Africa, there is a lot of Israelite in the Congo, there is a lot of Israelite in East Africa. East Africa. You heard me correctly? And well, there is a lot of Israelite in West Africa. There is a lot of Israelite in Zanzibar. There is a lot of Israelite in Madagascar. Those Israelite in Zanzibar, if you know Zanzibar, Zanzibar, I told you Zanzibar is two islands, is made of two islands, Unguja and Pemba. Jake from West Africa, especially the Congo, was taken to Zanzibar, then to be shipped to Far East and to South America and Madagascar. So that's why you have the Jews from Madagascar. The Jews from Madagascar, they come from the Congo, they come from Namibia, they come from Zimbabwe, they come from Tanzania. The Jews in Malindi, there is another place known as Malindi in the west coast of Africa. They came from Kenya. They came from Kenya. You see? So there is a lot of Israelites in Kenya. As a matter of fact, you have people who are part of GM West who come from Kenya. Who come from Kenya, they are part of GM West, and there is a brother who lives in Canada, known as GM West Lex Dale. He is from Kenya. So there is a lot of Israelites in Kenya, which is East Africa. There is a lot of Israelites in Ethiopia. There is a lot of Israelites in Somalia. In Somalia, there is a lot of Jek who are being oppressed by the Somali in Somalia. There is a lot of Jek in Egypt. There is a lot of Jek in Eritrea. As a matter of fact, there is one brother, the head of one camp in London. He is from Eritrea. So don't try to put Yahaba Hashem Yahashai in a box and say, only West Africa, only West Africa. Yes, for edification's sake, you can do that. You can say, we learn from Jerusalem to West Africa. You can say that for edification's sake. But don't make that a doctrine. That only in West Africa there is Israel. No, man. There is a lot of Israel here in Africa, and you will be surprised when Yahweh comes back. There are people which you will be telling, those are Israel, and they will be, oh man, these people look like Hamite, man. And the Lord will be telling, those are Israel, do my will, not your will, man. You will be there complaining, they look Hamite, they look, no. No, man. So with that, let me go and prove who is an Egyptian here in Africa, because many people you like Cush is known. Cush is Ethiopian, Libya is there. The problem is with Canaan. Who is Canaan and who is an Egyptian? I did a lesson on who is a Canaanite. A Canaan is mixed with the Bantu. Among the Bantu, you have some of them are Canaanite. The Egyptian are what we call the Nilotic people. Those people, those taller people from South Sudan, those are called the Nilotic. You see? And the Tusti, they speak a Bantu language, but also they came following the Nile River. The meaning of Nilotic are people who followed the Nile River from north to south and East Africa. They followed the Nile River. Those are known as Nilotic. If you follow the Nile River, you end up where? Egypt. They come. As a matter of fact, let me open. This is from Wikipedia. Nilotic people. The Nilotic people are people indigenous to the Nile Valley. Who are these? Egyptian. Indigenous to the Nile Valley, who speak Nilotic language, which constitute a large subgroup of Nilo-Sahara language spoken in South Sudan. So those people in South Sudan, those are Egyptian. Nowadays they are referred as Nilotic people. Uganda, Kenya, and northern Tanzania, you have Egyptian in Uganda, you have Egyptian in Kenya, you have Egyptian in Tanzania. In a more general sense, the Nilotic people include all descendants of the original Nilo-Sahara speakers. Among these are the Luo. The Luo is a tribe in Kenya and Tanzania. It is the same tribe in which Barack Obama is from. Barack Obama is an Egyptian. Look how he is tall. Sala Maasai, the Maasai, the Kalenjin. You see how the Maasai are tall and they sing. You see, the Egyptians were known to be tall and sing. Kalenjin, Dinka, Nua, Hiruki, Ataka, and the Ma-speaking people. Some ethnic groups in West Africa, such as the Serere people, Senegal, Gambia, and Mauritania. Even in West Africa, you have Egyptian. The Nilot constituent the majority of the population in South Sudan. You see, who are the people in South Sudan, man? The Egyptian, man. Area that is believed to be their original point of dispersion. They are from South Sudan, man. You see, after the Bantu people, they constitute a second most numerous group of people inhabiting the African Great Lake. When you say the African Great Lake, meaning the this is a blazer from South Africa, and this is the spirit, man. This is a blazer from South Africa, man. He have been learning under Great Mason. That's why I is a lot of Israel in South Africa, man. See, when you say Great Lake, you mean a region in Eastern Rift Valley, man. See. See. So let's go and look people if they fit the Egyptian in the scripture. See, this is going. So this is going to how tall the Nilotic people are. Sudanese Nilote are regarded as one of the tallest people in the world. You see, the tallest people in the world, man. And not only the Sudanese, all of the Nilotic I have just laid for you, man. And you have further proof that the Zulu are Egyptian. So he's telling you the Nguni are native of Egypt, because recently the Zulus, they call themselves the Nguni. They stole that name, the Nguni, but they are not the Nguni. The real Nguni, they fled from South Africa to places like Zimbabwe and Tanzania. Not all the Nguni are from Egypt. This is going into the Zulu, but Esau throwing there that the Nguni are native of Egypt. No, the Nguni are Israelite. The Zulu are the native from Egypt. And the Zulu again, they are taller than the rest of this Nilotic I showed you. The Nilotic are Egyptian. They came from Egypt and settled in the Congo, man. Nowadays, the Zulu, they claim to be Bantu. That's why I told you there is, among the Bantu, you have many people who are not Israelite. The Bantu are Israelite, but you have many group of people who are not Israelites. Example, the Zulu. The Zulu speak Bantu. Why? Because they lived with the Bantu for the longest period of time. The Tutsi also speak Bantu and many other men, but those are Egyptian. And you have also Canaanite who speak the Bantu language. Those are Canaanite. So Esau throwing there the Nguni are native of Egypt. No, the Nguni who suffered from the Zulu, as you saw in that clip, man. They called Shaka the Pharaoh, man. He killed the Nguni. He didn't specifically say the Nguni, but at the beginning of that clip, if you watch carefully, he mentioned certain tribes. Those tribes, they comprise the Nguni speaking people. The Nguni are made with different small tribes to comprise the Nguni speaking people. That's why we call them the Nguni speaking people. Except the Zulu. And alive massively in South Africa. He created himself a kingdom in Southern Africa. Let's go. See, they came direct. The Zulu came direct from Misiri, man. This is a PDF. Let me see if it's going to open your download. More proof than the Zulu Egyptian, man. Not, don't leave every tell you, man. From here, let me see. Let me see if some this article is good as the Zulu he descended the Egyptian monarch, man. Let me go. Say the discussion I hypothesizes that the Ikam Egyptian name shall survived today in South Africa in the name of Zulu, which means generally heaven. See, which means generally is acting up. Don't want to open. Which means heaven or sky. I also discussed that it from the HRW that we get the name from sun. When examining the Zulu language, I noticed a convention that might help us the proper pronunciation of the Egypt name HRW. By examining the convention of Zulu and the African language, I assume that the initial H, see, let me you see, I told you the Kikuyu, the Kikuyu are Egyptian. Let me no, the Kikuyu are Israelite. You have some people in Kenya, they also descended from Misiri, man. The Luo. Their oral history states that they came from Misiri and they migrated to what now we call Kenya. That's where you get the Nilotic, and to show you how tall the Nilotic are. Up, you will read you going in. So from there you get scriptures prove you that people in Africa, and that's where you get people in Africa the Nilotic, and the Nilotic comprises of South Sudan. You have other in Uganda, you have other in Kenya, you have other in South Africa, you have other in West Africa. So you have Egyptian in West Africa also. Not everybody in West Africa is Israelite. So let's get the scripture. Let's continue proving with scripture that the Egyptian were the first people on yes. Now you have them in Sudan, you have them in South Africa, you have them in West Africa, you have them in Tanzania. Those are the places in which the so-called Nilotic. Now we call them Nilotic. People who migrated down south from Egypt following the Nile River. We call them Nilotic, Nile coming from Nile River, Nilotic people. And not only the South Sudan Egyptian, but also all of the Nilotic. You can Google that name, Nilotic, and Google their features. They are very dark and they are very tall. This is Nilotic people. This is Chronicle 11:22. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of valiant man of Kabzili, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lions like men of Moab. Also he went down, slew a lion in a pit of snow day. And he slew an Egyptian, a man of great stature, 5 cubits high, and his Egyptian was a spear like a weaver beam. And he went down to him with a staff, and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian hand, and slew him with his own spear. So this is to tell you the Egyptians were very, very tall. And the tallest people here in Africa are the so-called Nilotic. So I have proven the part that the Egyptian are Nilotic, and the Zulu also came from Egypt. So let's go back to our topic. So this Zulu, they have a constant war which is what you call the Nguni speaking people, who are Israelite. The Nguni speaking people were forced to migrate northward to countries like Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Mozambique and Tanzania. You see? So those are Jake, man. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28. And 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt save other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone. You see, so not only West Africa, Central, South, there is a lot of Israel as much as in West Africa. As a matter of fact, you can go to Instagram and look different pictures. For example, here in Tanzania, you have people here in Tanzania, they look like exactly like how you people look there in America. You have people in the Congo, you have people in South Africa, you have people in Kenya. They look just like you. They are Jake, man. They are Shemitic. From Shem, man. So with that, I conclude my lesson by telling you that there is Israelite in Congo, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Zanzibar, Madagascar, Mauritania, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Malawi. All of these places are in South Africa, in the Central. So as much as there is Israelite in West Africa, there is a lot of Israelite in South Africa, East Africa. Even in Somalia, you have a lot of Israelite in Somalia. You see, you have a lot of Israelite in Ethiopia. They are very oppressed, man, like there. If you don't know anything, just keep quiet, man. You see? Just keep quiet. So, let's go and see. There is Israel in Somalia and Ethiopia. Then we will finish our lesson. So this is, I type in oppressed Bantu in Somalia, and this Bantu are Jake, man. This Bantu in Somalia. These are not analyzed. The Somali Bantu people have endured discrimination and oppression in Somalia for more than 200 years. So you have Jake for more than 200 years in Somalia. So there is a lot of Israelites in Mali, of the roughly 20,000 Somali Bantu refugees. Some 500 found refuge the settlement in Tanzania. So some of them landed to Tanzania, man. So you have a lot of Jake in Tanzania, those who came from Congo, and those who came from West Africa. You have tribal like, let me go on. You have tribal like This is the Sukuma Wikipedia. I will read here up here. Sukuma. This is Sukuma are people comprised of 3 major tribes in Tanzania. They speak Sukuma, which belong to a Bantu branch of the Niger Congo family. So this is a Jake, man, the Sukuma here in Tanzania. So you have a lot of Israelites here in Tanzania. The Sukuma live in northwest Tanzania or in near the southern shore of Lake Victoria, various areas of administrative district of Mwanza. You see? So you have Jake here in Tanzania. 3 or 5 major tribes known as the Sukuma. They came direct from Niger Congo. So these are from mainly from the tribe of Judah, of how they look when they are spirit. They are from the tribe of Judah, the Sukuma. So you have the tribe of Judah here in Tanzania. They migrated from West Africa. So you people who say the tribe was a Negro, they come from Ghana. Yes, you can do that for edification's sake, but that's not the only place the tribe of Judah are, man. You have the tribe of Judah in East Africa, if you can get it. See? So let's go and get another. Let's get another tribe in Tanzania. This is only Tanzania. I have started to prove the tribes in Kenya, Uganda. So you have the tribe of Israeli, branches of tribes. They live in Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, like the Mahelelo, the Nguni. Those are Jake who live with Canaanite. We sometimes mix and mingle them or stay the hell away from them, man. So there is a lot of Israelites who learn from West Africa to Niger, to Congo, then to East Africa. So you even have the tribe of Judah in Tanzania, which is East Africa. Don't be surprised. You have the tribe of Judah in Kenya. A lot of people, not an individual, a tribe which broke from Cameroon, it migrated to Tanzania, a whole tribe. So you have the tribe of Judah living here in Tanzania, in the bushes. The FIPA or FIPA is a scenic and a linguistic group based on Sumbawanga, Rural and Nkasi district of Rukwa region in southwest Tanzania. You see? Let's go and see the history. Where did they came? Historically, the FIPA lived on a ledge tree-race FIPA plateau looking down on Lake Tanganyika. They live in a place known as Lake Tanganyika. And Lake Tanganyika, we share that lake with Congo. You see? So these people are from Congo, man. Appearing as a bridge joining East, Central, and the Congo. You see? Many had came from the Congo, man. That's why there is a lot of witchcraft going on down there to this FIPA. You call the FIPA people. A lot of witchcraft, man. As in the other lesson, I went on to prove the people in the Congo are actually Levite, and this were FIPA. They could be Levite, man, because they are heavy on witchcraft, like the people in the Congo. As a matter of fact, they are known nationwide for being witches, man. See, this is FIPA, man. Like how the Haitian do, and the FIPA do the same thing, and the Congolese do the same thing, the same spirit. So the Congolese have the same spirit which is the Haitian, and these people they were FIPA. So for you people who say that the tribe is wrong, how can you know that you're from which tribe when you live in Africa? You can know. I told you the Sukuma, probably they're from the tribe of Judah. This were FIPA from Levi, and the people in the Congo from Levi. I myself, we came from the Congo, so myself I am from the Levi, from the tribe of Levi. You see, I know through the spirit, man. So the 12 tribal chart is really, you can't get around it, man. The people in Central Africa, those are Levite. The people in West Africa, mainly they're from the tribe of Benjamin and Judah. The people in Gambia, those are Benjamite. The people in Nigeria and Ghana, those majority of them are from the tribe of Judah. So, who the hell you think you can't tell who is who by using the tribe chart. The people in Eritrea, those are from the tribe of Judah, mainly. These Nguni speaking people, the majority of them are from the tribe of Levi, some of them from the tribe of Judah, but the majority of them from the tribe of Levi, man. Because you have heavy witchcraft which is going on in down there in Zimbabwe and some places who call the what you call them the Khoisani, or the Khoisani, you call them the Khoisani. They are known as the Khoisani or Shona. They are Shona. Shona. It's a Shona, not Khoisani. It's a Shona. The Khoisani, those are Hamite. It's a Shona. There is a heavy witchcraft going on down there in South Africa among the Shona. That's why you know those are Levite, because Levite going into the instrument of cruelty. As a matter of fact, let's go to that. Let's go to that. Those things, man. Let's go to get some scriptures here. People be wondering, how do you know that the Congolese, the FIPA, I told you the FIPA from Tanzania, they came from Congo, and myself, I came from Congo, and the Shona, the Nguni, majority of them are Levite. How do you know? This is Genesis 49 and 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren, instrument of cruelty and their habitation, going back to voodoo. So the Shona, also the Nguni, they are down there, and the Congolese are heavy in witchcraft. And in Nigeria, you have heavy voodoo going on there in Nigeria, because there in Nigeria you have mixed people, man. You have Judah, you have Levi, you have Benjamin, because in that area, Nigeria, there in the Ghana, that was our starting point before spreading all over in Africa. So you have all the tribes there, so they are mixed. That's why you have heavy witchcraft going on there, man. The second place for witchcraft in Africa is Congo, man. That's why you know the people in Congo are Levite, and that's how I know I am a Levite, through the spirit. And this FIPA, I didn't even need the research to know that they are Levite, because they are, amen. One point in time, going back into history, the FIPA, they made a whole cow to ascend to heaven through witchcraft. They can call on lightning to strike you if what do you call, if you do something to a FIPA, he can call a lightning without even cloud. And the people in Kigoma, the Ha, you have, what do we call the Ha? The Ha also, they are from Kigoma. Let me prove you something to you here. There are people who known as the Ha. They come also from Congo. Man, those people stay away. Those people, man. They are known as the Waha. Waha, they come from the Congo. They are Levite, man, because very heavy down from the Congo, man. The Ha also called the Waha or Abaha. Abba, that's the spirit, that's the Hebrew, Abba. And they call Imana, Mana. They call the Lord Imana, Mana. And where do you get Imana? In the scripture. As a cynic and linguistic group of Kigoma living in northwest Tanganyika, bordering the Lake Tanganyika, they live in Lake Tanganyika. That they came from the Congo, because Lake Tanganyika is what separates Tanzania and Congo, man. You see, how people, and this that I went on to that subject of the Hutu. This is among the Hutu. I told you the Hutu are right, man. Why? How do I know? Because of witchcraft. There is a lot of witchcraft going on in this. How people, Shona and the Congolese, man. Why? Because they are Levite. That's how you know a Levite. And the men of the Haitian people somewhere taken from Central Africa. Google that. As a matter of fact, let me do that, because you have bagger to say, how do you know the Congolese are Levite? Because this day you need to direct. If you just Google lived from various areas spanning from Senegal to Congo, most of which came from West Africa. Considerable number also coming. When they say West Africa, they are talking about Congo Brazzaville. Congo Brazzaville is West Africa. And when they say Central Africa, they are talking about Democratic Republic of Congo. So majority of the people in Haiti, they came from the Congo, both Congo Brazzaville, which is West Africa, to Central Africa, which is Congo Democratic Republic of Congo. Some of this group include Congo Kingdom, Benin, Yoruba and Togo. So this Yoruba and Togo and the Benin. This you have the Benjamite. You have among the in Haiti, you have Judah there. You have Benjamin. That is not a surprise. But majority of the Haiti, they came from Central Africa. Where is Central Africa? Democratic. This is meaning Democratic Republic of Congo. And the West Africa, which is Congo Brazzaville. Some of them came from Senegal. See? That's how you know the people from Congo are Levite. If you didn't understand from this point, then I don't have anything to say to you. And that's how I know I am Levite. And that's how I know the Wafipa in Tanzania, the Ha and the Wafipa, and the Hutu, and the Shona, who are heavy in witchcraft. Those are Levite. And I told you about the Skuma who live in Tanzania. Those people came from Cameroon. Those are there is a high probability that they are from the tribe of Judah, and they look different. Judah look different from Levi. We are different. See, although we are from the same nation, but we look different if we are careful enough, and we have the different spirit. We have the same spirit as Israel, but when it comes to tribal, Judah and Levi, different spirit. So the Lord was specific when He made this tribal, man. So with this, I will say shalom. I hope you brothers, you have something. I didn't arrange my lessons, that's why I was here and then here. Salaki for that.